Today's April 10th. They are getting ready to come put mulch here in about an hour or so. This was the progress we made last night. We got it coming all the way up to the fence line, and we made a clean line going this way because the rolls were leaving a pretty jagged line. So we made a fairly clean line coming this way. Last night in the dark, we had the light of my neighbor's house, but the wind just picked up and went completely berserk. And a lot of these areas that I hadn't gone back and stapled the other side to were flying up. It was trying to come up like a sheet. That's why you see all these landscape timbers down. We had to come in and staple a lot of this stuff down. My husband was laying down on it. My kids were laying down on it. My sons were bringing these over. Then Michael jumped up once I got enough stapled, and anyway, our neighbor ran over and was helping us staple things down. It was interesting last night, but we got the project done yesterday, so I'm happy about that. So today they will be coming to deliver mulch. So I'm about to go staple all of those, just reinforce all of those handle holes with boxes and a quick staple just to ensure that there are no gaps in coverage. So that's what I'm gonna go do right now. Okay, so we got most of the holes covered. We're gonna do a walkthrough just to make sure we got all of the gaps done. But yes, so we did this with a craft roll. We started with the craft roll, so it's 4 foot wide by 600 feet long. We have several of those rolls. We only actually, I think maybe we didn't even use one whole roll. And then I bought these box of staples. It's this one right here, and I'll put the link to this below in the description. It's these Btegarden Garden and Home landscape staples. I believe it's a box of 500. I feel like yeah, it's 500. I feel like I hammered 500 in yesterday, but apparently not, because we still have quite a few left. But so yeah, we just really heavily layered the boxes, and then any little holes or gapes or gaps, because again last night the wind went kind of cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, and like this is doing right here. I don't know if you can see that, except it was doing that all over, and it was lifting up entire sheets. So we were rushing to throw heavy things on, staple down, lay on, hold down, because that wind came in full force. So anyway, we have the project just about done. We're just waiting on the mulch people. They should be here anytime now. It got obviously considerably hotter out as we went, and we're in the sun. Just had to take the hoodie off. It was a little bit too warm. But so now we're just waiting for the mulch, and we will get to that part as soon as they get here.
Hey, why'd you take your hoodie off?
Because it's got hot. Why'd you take your jacket off?
I didn't want it to get dirty.
Oh, yeah, no. I took my hoodie off because it got really hot. You're tired? From what, eating all that pico?
Yep.
Such hard work. Why you come out?
I had to adjust.
After we done did everything out here.
Because I didn't know you guys doing this till later.
I literally
already did the boxes.
I literally made an announcement before I came out that I am getting ready to go out and patch up all the holes. I literally made that announcement.
I know, but then I was eating, and then I went to go do this stuff inside, and then I came out here.
Mm-hmm. Conveniently. Puppies. Lotus. Lotus is Layla's daughter. Lotus would like her mommy home. Ain't that right, Lotus? I mean, she really couldn't care less, but... Keepo. As we sit here and wait for the mulch, just a real quick note, we still haven't found our girls, and I'm really kicking myself in the ass because I procrastinated on getting our security system set up and our surveillance cameras. I kept putting it off and off and off. We've lived out here for 9 years and we've never, ever, ever, ever had this happen before. We've never lost a dog, and that was when we didn't have this fence. Actually, I don't even think we've had the fence maybe a month now, right? Because we started recording videos on YouTube right after the fence got put up. So we didn't always have this fence behind us. We had 0 fences on this property. And 9 years, May 1st, we've been living out here and our dogs have never run away. So we're pretty confident at this point somebody has them. I mean, we were pretty sure of that day one. And unfortunately that morning, Mr. Smoke back there, where'd he go? He was up in the kennel. He had just gotten put in the kennel probably about 8 o'clock that morning, just before the other dogs got let out. And I regret telling my son to put him up because we'd probably still have them here. But anyway, with that said, lesson learned, and we have an 8 security camera surveillance, no, 16, I don't know. There's a lot of cameras that are going up this week as soon as they arrive. And motion lights, I got motion lights ordered, and sensors and game cameras. So if anything moves on our property, we're gonna know about it. Yeah, so that I just wish I would have taken it more seriously and not completely taken advantage of the safety of our neighborhood and of being out here and in the country, because I know that dog theft is a real thing, especially with the breeds that we have. I mean, I'm paying for that right now, like heavily, and I'm trying not to dwell on it too much because there's not a lot more that I can do, but we'll pass out more flyers today. I got some more printed up. And our family and friends are, you know, they're out there and they're actively helping us look, and we got a fairly large network of dog people online, and I'm super grateful for that.
Over like 1,000 people should.
Yeah, and that's just like people, a lot of people we don't even know, but fortunately we are in the pet business. You know, we run a custom leather dog collar company, and I do pet business related web design. So we do a lot of like pet related events and whatnot. So our pet community is fairly large. So I'm super grateful for that. It's just a matter of time before they pop up and somebody says something. Somebody does the right thing and speaks up. So I have to hold out hope, because it's very easy to go to the dark place. And I've gone there a little bit too much this week. I don't particularly like the dark place. But so at least we have a lot of projects to do out here in the garden, and I'm grateful for that, to kind of help keep my mind off of it. But I'm paying the price for procrastinating on that security system and the surveillance and the sensors. I knew better, and here we are now. But this next week we're getting everything put up, and gates they have locks, and you know, I mean, we're doing everything that we can do now for this to never ever happen again. And it's even heightened all of our neighbors' sense of security, and several of them are now getting more security, or security cameras to begin with themselves. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at now. So we're just waiting for this mulch to get here, because I need something to do where I'm not thinking about this, because I don't like this feeling. So what are you doing?
Eating an apple.
Oh, that's a cool hat. Where'd you get that? Who got that for you?
I bought it.
What?
The god.
You bought it for me.
Anyway, Ezreal's is coming. You don't want the red one though. Anyway, Ezreal's is coming, and if she doesn't want the red one, I guess Zion gets a hat, and I'll have to get her a different one. But anyway, back to gardening. Enough with the sad stuff. Yeah, we're just waiting for the mulch. So we'll see you again. We'll be back. when they get here. A little fun video clip. Puppies. Oh, their nails need to be cut. God, they grow so fast. So it's like 3:30 now, and the mulch people still haven't arrived. They were supposed to be here at 2. We're still waiting on them. They're supposedly loaded up and on their way now. So we wait and pull grass. So the mulch just came, so now we got to get it spread out. I'm pretty sure we're gonna need a second load, so we're just gonna go get it spread out now. Diesel, come on. Diesel, gotta give you some food and water because your parents are gone. Our neighbor's dog. They just took a little short trip out of town, so we are making sure Diesel is tended to. Oh, he's happy to see us and get some water. Diesel just enjoying some playtime. So here is the finished result of that one load of mulch. It covered it pretty good. We are definitely going to need at least 1 to possibly 2 more loads. I'm not 100% sure yet if I want to do 2, but we definitely need 1 because while it's covering it, it's a very thin layer. You can see right here, this bare box. It's a very thin layer. Ideally, we would get 4 total loads of mulch, but this one load of mulch was $250. And well, normally I would have never paid that much because we've always found mulch for free. I had to do it for this particular project because we absolutely needed it done. So I didn't really have a choice. So to get another load, that's going to be $500 worth. And I've never, ever, ever had to buy mulch before. So I don't want to nitpick over like the price of it because it's absolutely 100% worth it. Even though, yeah, we could use that money and just buy, you know, for the food that we're growing, the amount of money that we put into our garden, we could have put that money into just food and groceries, which we put a lot of money into groceries regularly anyway. But this, number 1, beautifies the place, which I feel is very important to mental health and just overall appreciating your property. Number 2, it's building the soil, which is good for just the environment in general, and it's allowing us to create an area that we can produce our own food where we know exactly what's going in it, and growing it without toxins and without, you know, all of the stuff that comes along with regular produce from stores. Plus, I like food in season more than anything else. There's nothing like picking a piece of fruit or vegetable right off the vine or plant in your own garden. You know what you put into it, and it seems like a lot of work on the front end because it really, really is. But anyway, I wanted to talk really quickly about the mulch and this process. So in yesterday's video, you would have noticed that the way we were laying things down seemed a bit cumbersome. I don't know if that's the right word. The way that the paper was flying up, we had to get creative with it. And now, normally when we put boxes down in the past, we just watered them, wet them down, or newspaper or anything like that, and we wet them down and they stayed in place. I couldn't do that with these rolls of paper or these this particular method that we were doing because the wind, number one, and two, it was such a big area, it would have created rips, which it did. We ended up wetting down that one row that just would not stay down. And Smokey, what you doing? Smokey! He's a good farm dog. He's getting up there in age. He's got to be 12 or 13 now. He was a rescue. Actually, he was a foster. Totally off track. He was a foster, failed foster. No matter how many times we moved, no matter the struggles we went through the last 12, 13 years, he's still with us. But anyway, that's something completely, that leads us to something completely off track. I'm not going to go too far on right now. Just a decision that we've made as a family with recent events of our dogs, or two of our Frenchies going missing. Anyway, back to what I'm sitting on right now. Hey, you're gonna probably want to get your sweatshirt and wash it because he was peeing along this fence line. So back to this mulch. I just realized I didn't have my mic in, so hopefully the sound wasn't too bad. Back to this mulch. The way we were laying things down wasn't how we've done in the past, and we couldn't wet it because the area that we did have to wet, because the wind was just out of control, we ended up having to rip the paper to smaller pieces, wet it, lay it down. But even after we actually got it in place, the boxes were damp, and the slightest bit of strong wind that came through ripped them off from the staples because the cardboard was super wet, so it made it super easy to rip. Same thing with the paper underneath. So that particular area that it happened at is just like completely hey, that, make sure, put my tool up please, I don't want it lost. That particular area was not, that was one of the worst areas earlier today that we had to patch holes because a lot of the cardboard ripped, it split open and all of that. So yes, that's why we did not, some of you might be watching and be like, why didn't you just wet it? It would stay down. No, not with these winds out here, not with using those staples. If we weren't using staples, absolutely, we would have wet it and just let it lay there. But we were walking on it, we were putting boxes on it, we were kneeling on it, and any time that it would get wet, my logic was it would rip, tear, and that's exactly what happened in the area that we did wet. So that was the only part that we actually sprayed down. So just, you know, that's our personal experience. We have insane, I know I say this a lot, but our winds out here are just brutal. When we were getting our new roof put on, our metal roof, earlier this year, was it? I think, yeah, earlier this year. No, end of last year. I don't know. It was relatively recent, within like the last 6 months. It took them an excessive amount of time, longer than usual, because the winds, they just couldn't be up there safely. And I guess we're just like in this little valley area where the winds just come through. I mean, I don't want to say valley, maybe we're at the top, I don't know. Where we're at, the winds are nuts. That's just how it is out here, and we've learned to roll with it. So when doing this particular project, we had to do it that way. We did use those staples. I probably have 200, less than 200 staples left, so we used definitely 300 or more staples out of the 500 box. I will link that below. Excuse me. As far as you replicating something like this, if you have any better ideas or suggestions for what you can use to lay down instead of cardboard or the craft paper, I am open to hear it. But we did obtain an obscene amount of cardboard from a local nursery, several places in fact, but one particular, actually I think the one nursery funded the cardboard for, one nursery dumpster funded the cardboard for this entire 40 by 40 area. I didn't film Michael working on his sweet potato area earlier today. We were just so busy doing this. While we were doing this, spreading out that mulch, he was over there working on his area. But same principle over there we're going to do. We're going to paper it. As soon as he's done getting a lot of the
little remnants of grass around, we're going to paper it, we're going to box it, and we're going to mulch it. So, but for his area, we are going to use, I don't know if you could see those right there, those mulch piles, and there's another one on this side. Mulch piles behind, wait, yeah, it's, oh no, it's right here. It's behind this. So we have our mulch piles existing from previous year's mulch supplies that we received for free from the trees being chopped down, and that's what we're gonna mulch pretty much his entire area with, and that's what we use to top dress or to add as compost, organic material to our garden bed. There's some piles, even though Austin did kind of scrape them to consolidate the piles, there are some little pockets that are super composted, super rich soil, and others that are more like this, and even some bigger pieces. So this mulch we received today is just Texas native mulch. It's just the native trees around the area, and that same company we're going to get to deliver some dino soil, dino compost for mixing in with our regular, you know, planting medium, just for nutritional value. And we have our own compost we have our own compost as well that we're going to use. And now it's just about figuring out, well, I'm going to have to get another load of mulch probably tomorrow so we can get this all leveled out. This side over here by the house is thicker. It's definitely thicker where they actually dumped that pile, versus this side over here on our property fence line, because we spread it out just to hold the boxes down so they would, ooh, mosquito, so they would stay in place. And yeah, so I'm gonna definitely have to get another load of mulch delivered. If not tomorrow, Monday. And then that way we can get to the point where we're actually building up the boxes on it, which we're gonna do with the cinder or cement blocks rather that we purchased from Lowe's a while back. We purchased from Lowe's a while back, and then that will give us kind of an idea of how many more blocks we're gonna have to go pick up. It's gonna be nice once we actually start getting the layout figured out. And I think one more load of mulch will do us good for this season, but it's gonna be crucial. We'll probably, come summertime, we're going to need to get another load delivered up in the front. I specifically had Austin scrape an area for the unloading of mulch and compost for future loads. That way, because there are going to be boxes and whatnot over here, and with the recent happenings of everything, the next project that I'm going to focus a lot of energy on by summertime, by the end of summer, I would definitely like to have the front part of our property completely fenced in. And, you know, being self-employed, it's just a matter of when clients pay their bills, when we get new clients, when bigger projects come along. And we can put that kind of money for extra projects into it versus the day-to-day happening, you know, the money that comes in regularly from sales and whatnot that goes just to the average cost of living for a family of 9 plus a lot of dogs. Sadly, we still have not had any news on our girls Layla and Gala. I'm holding out hope because I cannot go to the dark place. I don't do well there. I'm not going to go there. I'm going to believe in the powers that be, that they will be returned to us soon, that someone will see something, know something, and we will get our girls home, because I can't even fathom anything else. So that is today's video. Yeah, I know I had something else I wanted to mention about this mulching project, and maybe I'll do like a like a summary video. Maybe I'll actually write everything down and just do like a summary video on what led us here, or, you know, but I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. Like, we covered it again, we reinforced the covering, any weaknesses, and then we added mulch. Who are you running from?
Me and Dad are playing tag.
Nah. And we covered it with mulch, and now we're gonna need to do more mulch, because I want at least, if we had it properly raked out in the larger area, it would probably be a good 2 inches thickness of mulch everywhere. So I want at least 4. I would prefer 8 to 10. ideally. But I have to decide if I want to spend that much money on mulch right now. I hate even having to contemplate that. You should never have to contemplate stuff like that. I personally feel like money gets in the way of joy and happiness when you don't have enough to go around. I'm not saying we don't have enough at all, because I'm not going to speak such nonsense words over us, that's for sure. But you know, yeah, I'm not gonna elaborate on that, because words are very powerful, and particularly the emotion behind the words. And I am not coming from a place of lack at all. So tomorrow or Monday, we're getting another load of mulch, and then we'll figure it out from there, how many more, if any, we get, or if this particular load will be sufficient enough. If it's not sufficient enough, then obviously we're gonna need to get another load. But I feel like I'm rambling now, so I'm gonna go ahead and get going. Anyway, so I forget what I was saying. I feel like I'm rambling. Yes, that's where I was at. Thank you so much for watching. Comment below. Yes, let us know your thoughts, and appreciate you hanging in there with us during this process. And little by little, and that's obvious. You see it right here for yourself. Little by little, we're moving in the direction we're trying to get a little bit more every single day, and that all adds up eventually, because now I'm sitting on a 40 by 40 growing area that's completely mulched, and we just need to apply one more layer of mulch, probably one more layer, well, definitely one more layer. I've already said that, but I'm probably just gonna do one more layer, because I'm looking at it right now, and over there where it was delivered is way thicker than the rest of it. So I think one more would give, if one more gives us the thickness that I have over there, I'm good with that. We just have to level it out, and then we're gonna have to just get, you know, soil delivered, which is like double the price of mulch. So yeah, thank you so much for following along, and you're welcome to come back and learn as we grow with us. And we are open to suggestions, comments, feedback. If you've done something similar to this before and you have any constructive criticism for us, or advice, tips, tricks, welcome to that. And oh, I know what I was gonna say. I don't know if it recorded earlier on the time lapse because my battery died, so it got cut short. But if it did record me exiting while we were scooping and spreading the mulch, that that was a parenting moment of working on, number one, my temper, and when my kids aren't putting in the kind of effort that I feel is required, or the sense of purpose behind the work. Something I'm still working on, still irks me. So I remove myself from situations like that before it gets too elevated. This is something I'm really working on, because that's something I have to fix within myself about parenting 7 children. And it isn't always about the way I think things should be done. I need to let them come into their own work ethic, I guess their own way, because trying to force something on a teenager is torture. And I don't like to be out of source energy. I don't like to be out of the zone. I don't like to be in a negative Nancy mood. I don't like to feel that energy. So I've learned now I just have to stop and remove myself as quickly as possible before anything goes down. Anyway, I am definitely rambling now. Thank you so much for following along. Please come back next time and learn as we grow with us, and do not forget, little by little equals a lot. Just keep moving forward every single day, and things start to really add up. So we'll catch you next time, and hopefully next time I have better news about our girls tomorrow. That'd be great. We want them back. Thank you for following along. We'll see you later. Bye.